want you to quickly touch on two things before you guys got the actual diagnosis. What were the things that you noticed that made you realize that these kids are gifted? That's one. And two, your summer school, 26, 22, by the way, which
Love
is
it.
teaching these kids on how to be present, how to, do how to navigate these gifts that they have during the summer. I want you to touch on how you notice for parents, because so for instance, I'm not the one who is diagnosed, but I know, well, all my friends say that you need to go check yourself. But I realized that I had to start to learn about myself, how music actually heals me. And I know this is like a generic thing, but it's not just any type of music. And for the first time in the past 1 year, I will stay by myself for 4 to 5 hours straight, just listening to instrumentals, and that would bring my sensitivity, because I can be very hypersensitive. No one caught that. I had to learn in the past year that I was actually a very sensitive child, but no one caught it, no one knew about it. And then I had to now begin to navigate and learn. And for some reasons, it wasn't even that I learned it somewhere. It was this calling parents to be slow and still, to notice what is happening.
Yeah.
I realized that when I started to be slower and steady and calmer in my mind, I could feel the different parts of my body and how they were moving. My spirit was teaching me how to heal. My spirit was teaching me how, whenever I have certain what's it called, anxiety in my heart, it tell me scream. Scream, not loudly, but just. And then I would literally feel like the toxins in my body come out of the breath of my scream.
Wow.
I could just lay down watching the clouds for hours, listening to music, and I literally would feel ease within me after I've been going through certain things that was angering me. And it's a lifelong thing.
Yeah, definitely.
So, but now I have the tools to be able to still myself. I have the tools to be able to calm myself to order. And I want you to talk about, as a parent, how parents can notice these things, because now the reason I can notice it with myself is because I'm grown. I have the mental notes, I have the cognizance to be able to catch it. And I had to catch it when I was in a place of stillness. Not a lot of people know how to be in a place of stillness. So how can parents catch it?
Oh boy, that's a really good question. I could just tell you how we did it.
Yes, that's good enough.
When we had our first son, I keep saying first son as if he's not the only son that we had. When we had our son, we noticed already, I think because we're also creative, we were able to pick out some things, but it was obvious. Our son was 1 and some months. No, before he was 1, our son his tantrums would ease with Yanni. You know Yanni. Yanni is a musician.
Yanni
He's an instrumentalist. Like he's a how many?
He's
a piano
He's
player.
a piano player, yeah, with his beautiful
Orchestra,
classic music.
Yes, his music is just different. But he would pay attention to it and just like, okay, now there are children who pay attention to different kinds of music, but we were also very intentional about creating the kind of atmosphere in our home that we wanted to be in. We weren't even thinking about our kids, to be honest. We just, and then also when we got pregnant, we started thinking about, oh, this would be good for them, and also we're just intentional about creating the kind of atmosphere we wanted them to be in. We wanted to be in and what we would want them to be in. And so we were also intentional about creating a haven, like for our home to be a haven.
Your home is a heaven.
We were very intentional about that because maybe because of the experiences we've both been through and things that we've had. And this is not to say that people haven't had experiences. Again, I'm just talking about how we did it. Home is very important for us. Wow. It's very it's a huge thing for us, and so let it be. The vision is that you're out there, you're going about the hustle and bustle of life, encountering different people. Let it be that once you step home, there's peace. And so since we were able to create an environment and an atmosphere that, included peace and calm, automatically we are able to be observant. Automatically we have the presence of mind to look at you, like really look at you, look at your eyes, look at your hair, and also I think that Femi and I were already people like that. This is not even to toot our own horns, but we were. I can notice Femi's ears and marks that were not there before. I can notice his nails and and stuff like that. And Femi was always picking stuff from my nose. I have no idea why.
I've been enjoying.
So he's picking stuff. But yeah, so we became observant of him, and every other child followed, and so and also just having a close walk with God. To be honest, to be very sincere, because it's one thing to create an atmosphere in your home. If God is not in it, there's always something missing. So we're creating the atmosphere, and just in case you're wondering what the atmosphere is, just God, just cultivating and nurturing God there. It's just worship there, and worship is way more than the music. It's just the atmosphere of peace, atmosphere of honor, atmosphere of worship, and all of that, and then also just having constant conversations with God. I see something, I take it back to God. God, did you see this? I don't understand this, because to be honest, you can't do parenting without God. You can't. Like, what do you know about raising another human being? Like, a whole human being? Come on. Especially after the birth, you see that the birth was beyond your control. Oh my goodness. Have you met birth pangs? Birth cut? Have you met labor? You realize that, even if you could control it before, it's beyond you. Have you met CS operations? You can control to the point where you sign off. After a while, it's beyond you or your husband. You know that it's God that takes it up from there. And so after the child comes, it makes so much sense to keep leaning on God and keep saying, okay, you took it from here, so I'm not in the mood to take it back. So literally just depending on God every step of the way, seeing things and asking God about. To be honest, God taught us about our children way before science did. So many
So
things.
we knew even before the diagnosis.
Yeah, so even before when the diagnosis came, there's some things it confirmed, some things just like, it's okay, you can call it whatever you want, but we know. We already know. So God would teach us about our kids. And that's the reason why we were documenting. There's some things that we didn't even understand, but we would see. Or God would bring to our attention, and we would just write it down, not knowing what it was, not understanding what it was, but just noting it. And then saying, okay, so how can we enhance this further? For instance, when our son was younger, like when I say, well, even before he was 2, the movie Frozen was out already, and so he loved to watch it, still does. And he could already sing the songs. And the thing is that it's not the songs he was singing, it was the instrumentals from the song. Do you know how wild that is for a child who's less than 2?
The thing that it will pick out of the instruments are like sounds that are probably supposed to be in the back of your ear.
And it was less than 2. So noting that, okay, we already know that your brain is different. Another thing that we noticed was, I missed those days. So there was this thing that Tim Lane used to do. He did everything in pattern form. We noticed that he was very circular in motion. And so if he was having a tantrum or a bad moment, he needed a circular environment to be able to calm down. He needed to either walk around in circles. He would find something and just keep circling it until he was calm. Or if if we were in a place or in public and I knew he couldn't find, the circular, and when he enters a room, he must circle it because he needs to find the circular balance for him to be able to settle into that room. And so if we're in a place where I noticed that he couldn't find it, once we enter into a place, my eyes are on him. And you're saying hi to me, I'm saying hi to you, but my eyes are on my son. And if I see that he can't find, I just need him to find it, and you can't do it for him. The truth is that even if you want to do it for him, the truth is that you can't.
You can't.
It's not an insult, but it's almost as if you say, "Mommy, just
keep calm."
You're not in my level of understanding.
You really aren't. And so I would, take his hand and let him understand that I'm standing here. And so he would circle me. And then he would, at least he's done that, he must do the go around. And so I was saying that was one pattern. And so even when he would scribble, everything would be in circles. When he would move his hands, it would be in circular motions, and he always held things in twos. And so if you're gonna give him anything to eat, you must give him in twos. Give him a biscuit, give him two at a time. If you don't even give him, he would take the second one. Give him an apple. Let's say he doesn't have to eat the second apple, but he has to hold the second apple in his hand. And so when he's eating or he's playing, he would make a design. He'll put things in a, before just because if he was eating rice, he just scatter. You just be wondering, you think he's scattering them, or he just be watching something, be eating maybe his puffs or his biscuits, and he picked from here, he picked from here. Everything was always very intentional with him. The minute you tried to arrange it for him,
You have disrupted it.
disrupted, and it would be a serious meltdown. The meltdown would be intense. And we could never understand it until one day, the school he was in before, the lady said to us that, don't you see that he's doing it in a pattern? And so we were watching him in school. She said if we had time, we should come to observe him at school. So they had this colored rice where they would do pouring and everything. And he took some rice and poured it out on a tray. And then he was trying to put it back. And he was picking from it. And Femi rushed to help him. And oh my goodness, the teacher was about to say, no, don't help him. But it was too late. He lost it. Then after a while, he went back there and began to try to clean up by himself. But he would pick the rice one by one. Pick it one by one from here, from here, from here. And it's because his brain has automatically seen a pattern and he has to follow it. So seeing things like that, when our daughter came, we realized that she was like that as well. Third daughter like that as well. So he eventually evolved from patterns into more complicated patterns. So for him, it's the pattern of music, the waves of the, how things are put together. Timile, just like as if he's a producer, can sit down and navigate the instrumentals of the music, navigate the chords of a song, navigate like Timile ad-libs. And he doesn't ad-lib, sometimes he ad-libs in harmony. Like he doesn't, and he would do the most complex harmonies. He'd listen to the song and you think he's not listening. He probably could be on his tablet or do something else. And he's currently teaching himself how to draw and design. And you think that he's busy just, working on what he's working on. And he just go, let's say we're singing a song now. What song could we be singing? Jojo. No, not that one. A song that has harmony. And he just go off on one key. And I promise you, it's always on track. It's always on point. Like he never goes off. In fact, if you go off, he just look at you.
The boy's a genius, man.
He look at you like, can you please stop that? Like, Tim Nine currently he scores, he watches animations, they're cartoons or whatever, and it's not just the movies, but even the series. You know how children have cartoons that are in series. He watches it because he's listening to the underlying instrumental. So when he's listening, dun, 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 he's scoring the music. Teaching himself how to draw. And then Tawa is a patterns and puzzles child. We could all be here talking, and in the blink of an eye, she's in a corner. She's going to find a corner. She's putting a puzzle together, building something, always designing something. Her own is she sees the world. That's how she sees the world. And so she constantly has to find that. When we walk into a room, if she were here, she'd be drawn to this pillow.
Yeah.
If she couldn't find the pillow, she'd find something, your shirt. When she walks in here, the first thing she should tell you, your shirt there are lines, it's nice. It's not because she's complimenting you, but it's also giving her a sense of balance, because this is the way her brain works, and she has to find it so that she can function in a new environment. And even if it's a familiar environment, she goes for the patterns, goes for, when she's talking to you and she's nervous, she finds whatever around has a pattern, and then she focuses on that and keeps talking to you and drawing out the patterns and stuff. If you want to get her to tell you anything, just give her something with a pattern. If she can formulate a letter, she will begin her sentence and then begin to tell you stuff, things like that. Our last daughter, we're still trying to figure out so much, but she's leaning towards music and all of that. But we also notice a lot of symptoms that Timlay has, she also has. But these are some of the things that we're able to notice, and it's really because I'm not going to tell you that after a while let me just say that after a while, especially when life comes and you have more children, it's harder to maintain the peace and the calm, because all your children are at different points where they're developing and hitting different milestones. But again, it's always an invitation to slow down. And so we have to constantly, because it's just like showing up. You have to constantly remind ourselves, we need to slow down. What's going on with him now? We've never seen this before. This is new. So let's research about it. Let's read about it. Let's observe him. This is new. Where did it stem from? We're always asking ourselves these questions. We can't ask them because they don't know.
Can't even
But-
communicate.
Exactly. The truth is that they sometimes they do know. Sometimes these children teach us about themselves. Sometimes they just stop eating some things. They're trying to, can you just eat it? Can you eat it, please? But by the time we always fall back on, okay, let's read about this thing. We see that it's something that's not good for them at this particular time, and they just naturally wean themselves off it. Sometimes my daughter will outright tell you, no, mommy, I don't want this. It's not good for me. You wonder why, but then that's how you know that it's the Spirit of God in these children is literally at work, and God constantly bringing things our way. And when your mind is open to knowing and observing these children, your mind will attract the things that you need
Yep.
for them.
Yeah.
And so I would say that this is how we did it. We're always reminding ourselves to slow down because sometimes we do get busy. Sometimes we do miss it.
Sometimes
We
you
do
just
miss
get
it, like we miss
overwhelmed.
the mark is far. But then just the reminder that we need to come back. We need to come back. That's why I say it's a constant invitation to slow down, to watch them again, observe them again, learn about, get to know them again, because they're people to be known, to be discovered, that they are wonders. And so you have to constantly look at them from that point of view. That's the reason why I say it's not burdensome. If you look at it as this is a wonder to be discovered, it would always be like parenting them is like an adventure. It's a new adventure. You get frustrated, relax, take a bath, take a nap, get up and go again. You'd always see something new, and it helps that there are two of us. So, yeah.
So what one thing one person catches and the other person doesn't see, like you can.
You can call the attention.
In fact,
It's also a reminder for
Yeah.
us to lock in with each other, because at some point you'd find that it could get frustrating, but sharing that, locking in with each other, and then locking in with God I really believe that that's the reason why God put two parents to be at the helm of it. So yeah.
You're gonna say something funny.
yeah, I was saying that some things that I don't catch, she catches it. Like and some things that I see, I observe. I'm like, oh, okay, he's doing this. I'm like, oh, yeah, I've seen it too. Oh, okay, so it's not just me. Also, we now see a lot of ourselves in them. So the reason why they are the way they are, obviously, is because of the way we are. There's nothing wrong with them.
Part
But 100% her, 100% me,
100% them.
100% them.
Yes.
Do you understand? So you now start seeing like, oh, okay, I used to give like this two at a point, blah blah. You see, and that actually even helps navigate how to help
Help
them.
them.
Yeah.
Because they're still our kids.
Yeah. Honestly, I remember how we met.
Please remind me. Because I feel like I've just known you all my life. To be honest.
I remember I'd seen your wedding on
Wow.
social media.
Delay love
And-
lane.
The Leia Lane.
Delay love lane.
The Leia Love Lane. I remember. And I remember saying to myself, because prior to that time, I've never been this is what my wedding would look like. And then I saw your wedding, I'm like, that's it.
Wow.
That's honestly what, that was it. I'm like, this is exactly what. And I know I was in my mid-20s at the time, or late 20s.
So
and I'm
good.
like, I've never thought about wedding. I've never thought about something like that. But I'm like, if it happens, it happens. But then the minute I saw your wedding, because your wedding was very small in a garden. And then I'm like, that's exactly what my wedding would look like. And that just called you to me so deeply. And then I went to your page. I'm like, she's an artist. No way. And I think maybe like a year or 2 years later, you guys did a call to for night vigil in your house.
Yeah,
Opposite- I'm like, who are these ones? You don't know people.
It's so weird though. Looking at it, honestly.
I'm like, you just said people should come to your house for night vigil, not even in the afternoon, in the middle of the night. And from that time till now, there is nothing, absolutely nothing that has given me a shred of doubt as to the beautiful souls that you both have.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
It's the you know what you want, it's the vulnerability, it's your presence in your lives individually and together, even with your children. And I say all this to say that kudos to you guys. Kudos to you guys, because you're so present in your children's lives that you catch the mundane things that most people don't. Presence is such a powerful thing. And you guys do it so effortlessly. When you said to me, like, you have to give him things in two, or when he gets to a room and he has to settle around, I think about the fact that most parents will stop their children, like, behave yourself. Most of our parents will say, you have to eat what I have. And I can understand why, but I'm like, but you're not noticing what this child is calling out to you as to the laws of who they are. Everyone has their individual. At the core of me, this is who I am. For instance, I was bullied as a child for sleeping a lot. I was like, I was called the Yoruba name for sloth. Sleeping is my superpower.
Love it.
Superpower. I wake up with ideas. I wake up with solutions. I wake up hearing my spirit saying things to me, whispering to me. And I'm not a sleep for a long time. I'm a sporadic sleeper. I can sleep for a long time. Actually, I am a very sleep for a long time person. But the thing is, I'm having to grow and parent myself and see myself as a child to say, Tucker, why are you doing this? What's with this? Why are you having to do this? A lot of parents don't catch that. But thank you.
Welcome. Welcome.
Honestly, guys, you don't know. Children are not able to balance themselves, not able to catch themselves, and they grow to be these adults where they don't even know where to begin because these children are very smart. They know what they want, they just cannot articulate it at that age. So, and then they're bullied, they're stopped from doing the things that can heal them by their own self. And then they grow up not even knowing how to. And I say this because I have that experience where for a very long time I didn't know how to balance myself. I was always constantly in activities. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for being present enough. What are you doing, Femi? Thank you for being present enough to catch these things, not in one child, but in 3 children. And I also understand that, the parents think that the most important thing to give to a child is money or the resources to grow, to eat, for feeding. I get that, but I'm just like, the intangibles are the most important things.
Overall, about making memories, and also not taking life too seriously. All about like being children with them.
Yes.
Like, I'm your parent. Don't get it twisted. I will. It's your your duty, is your prerogative in life to push the boundaries. It's still my responsibility to draw the line. But when that time comes, when we get to that bridge, we'll get there. In the meantime, I will play with you as much, because the truth is that right now, that's what their lives are about. Playing, laughing. I feel like my children right now should know, like right now in this season of their lives, it's just laughter from morning till night. Like, let's just be laughing, let's be playing, we cry in between, we struggle in between, we complain in between, but then we must laugh, we must make memories. I'm all about creating experiences for my kids. Any small thing, I brought plenty pillows down plus duvets. I've on mood lights. You must feel like you are cozy, like just like, sometimes my children do this thing where they just go.
Also, when they go to these days, when they go to their room, they just fly on the bed and cover themselves up.
They just do that thing. They just do that. It makes me so happy because I'm just like, I know how I'm like, I know that feeling when I hop into my bed, freshly laid bed after a long day, after I've showered. I know that feeling. I
have it too.
The fact that you have this feeling constantly, like I'm giving you that feeling, I'm happy for you. Like
I'm fulfilled in life.
I'm fulfilled in life. We're all about that. Like any small thing, we've created one small experience, Any small thing, I've brought out balloons for no reason, whether it's birthday, whether it's not birthday. Sometimes you just leave balloons around the house. My daughter says, Mommy, today is my special day. I say, every day is a special day. Every day. If I had my way, we throw confetti every day. When we wake up in the morning, it's morning. Because we also want to teach our children that every day is a gift. And the truth is that you shouldn't chase things or people to give you memories. you learn how to create them because you are the memory, and that's the truth. Like, you are the memory, you are the gift. Like I say, I tell my children all the time, and Femi tells them as well, you are a gift to the world. And everything we need to do to remind you of that, we will.